Now, you can still count female conductors in this country on the fingers of one hand. So when Emmanuelle Haïm made her debut at Glyndebourne, a murmur of surprise went up as she took her place in the pit. The performance was described by critics as a revelation. Emmanuelle Haïm has now formed her own Baroque orchestra, which recently recorded Handel's Arcadian Duets. Nelle, sorte, umane by Handel, conducted from the harpsichord by Emmanuelle Haïm. Emmanuelle, the harpsichord is now obviously your instrument, yet you came to it quite late in life. Why was that?
Yes, I came late to harpsichord because I started as a pianist as a child, which was the most obvious thing a child would do when I was young. Nowadays, maybe harpsichord is more known and it's taught in conservatoire, so you can start with that instrument. And I came late to it because I didn't know it. And when I discovered it, I felt really at home with the instrument, with the repertoire it implied, which was 17th and 18th century music, which was really my music for some reason.
And you conduct your music now from the harpsichord. Is that difficult to do?
No, well, I think it was done at the time. Handel would conduct from the harpsichord. It means that you sometimes play and people follow you from your playing. And sometimes you actually stand up and just give entrances or directions or conduct more, indicating things with gestures. But that's probably how it was done at the time. Even Mozart was conducting from the keyboard.
And to much smaller orchestras now. Presumably there's a huge difference between the kind of conducting you do and a full classical orchestra standing on the podium with a baton.
Yes and no, because if you think of the very first years of Handel when he was in Italy, during this, in Rome, for example, we know that he had 22 violins. So the orchestra was about 50, 60 people, which was quite big for the time. And I probably was standing and indicating things with his arms.
Right.
But yes, indeed, it's different from a point of view when you think of a romantic huge orchestra, Symphonie d'Emile Mahler, where it's a more romantic thought of one person expressing its own feelings through a huge number of people.
I wish people could see your hands now because you're gesturing marvellously with great flourishes. Well, let's hear a little bit more from Handel again. So per prova I vostri inganni. Who are the singers there, Emmanuelle?
It's Anna Maria Panzarella, who is a French singer from Italian roots, and Laura Claycomb, she's American from Texas, and both of them are really good friends of mine.
Now, the music we heard there, Handel used part of that tune, didn't he, in the Messiah?
Yes. Well, in those duets written in Italy, it's the moment when he was in Italy where he kind of absorbed all the thematic possibilities he could grab from the atmosphere of the Italian writing. So that's why he went to Italy, and he wrote so much. He reused that in most of his compositions later on.
Why do you like Handel, indeed the whole period of Baroque music, so much?
Well, Handel is so lively, and also what I like in him is his love for voice and for vocal art. It's really the beginning of bel canto in Handel. Handel was also an impresario. He was running into Europe to find his singers. He was really in love with voice being really the expression of human feelings. So most of the Baroque music is very related to text, to theater, and to emotions, feelings. So that's why I like.
You formed your own orchestra called l'Astrée,
yes.
Astrea, which is a really important mythic figure of the time.
Yes, Astrée has a lot of aspects. Actually, it's one of the first Baroque novel by Honoré d'Urfé. It's like 1,000 pages, quite difficult to read, about the various loves of this shepherdess called Astrée. But before that, she was a goddess on earth who was there when it was Golden Age, and the world was kind of perfect. But then hate was invented, and she had to fly away, and on her flying away, it made the stars, the astres.
As in her name.
Yes.
Now, you're regarded as a rising star yourself in the Baroque world. What kind of reaction have you had as a young woman conductor from the music world, from audiences?
Actually, very nice. It's funny to think. I think, again, in Canada, I've been conducting an orchestra called Les Violons du Roi, and few women often come to me and say, "We are so happy, how brave of you to do that." I mean, I never thought of that as a brave thing to do, but it's kind of nice to see generations of women of maybe 50, 60 years old who maybe could have done that, and it was not in the field at that time to do that. It was not thinkable somehow.
So they're pleased that you're doing it for them.
Yes.
Emmanuelle Haïm, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.